at least 6,000 years in the past, when gigantic spaceships revolved around the old Earth. Many old Indian texts exist, and there you can read in detail that thousands of years ago, gigantic spaceships revolved around our planet. Spaceships, they called them cities on the firmament. They didn't have a word for spaceship at that time. One day, smaller vehicles flew down from these cities to the Earth. For the people on Earth, it looked as if 10,000s of shooting stars were falling down. Now, was this all just the imagination? Fantasies? No. The details are too precise, and they are linked with other old writings from around the world. Do you remember the story of the Archangel Lucifer? He went to the throne of the Almighty God and said, "We don't serve you anymore." Then God ordered the Archangel Michael to fight against Lucifer and to throw him out and his disciples out of heaven. But, ladies and gentlemen, a war in heaven, in a place which is absolutely happiness, is impossible. If you are united with the Almighty God, you are completely happy. And in happiness, you make neither opposition nor war. Therefore, we must change the word heaven into the word space. Why? Because many of our ancestors were brought into the heavens. Not only Arjuna from the Indian mythology, but also the biblical Elijah, Enoch, or our primogenitor Abraham. All these figures were educated in heaven, and when they returned safe to earth, so heaven was space.
At first glance, a carved symbol of a simple handbag on an ancient artifact might seem unremarkable, a mundane detail easily overlooked. But take a step back, and the mystery deepens. This same handbag symbol appears across the globe, in Mesopotamia, Mesoamerica, Asia, Africa, Europe, North America, and even on remote islands. Cultures separated by vast distances and centuries, seemingly without contact, all depicted the same mysterious object. What are these handbags, and why do they appear in cultures that, by all accounts, should have had no knowledge of one another? This global phenomenon has puzzled archaeologists for generations. The places where these handbag carvings appear are as varied as they are vast. In Mesopotamia, the symbol shows up in the art of the Sumerians, Assyrians, and Babylonians. Across the ocean, it's found in pre-Aztec and pre-Mayan Olmec cultures and the ancient tribes of Veracruz. The 12,000-year-old site of Göbekli Tepe, one of the world's oldest known religious complexes, also features carvings of the handbag. The sheer spread of this symbol raises a compelling question. Why? Mainstream archaeologists have proposed a simple explanation. Perhaps these carvings simply depict mundane bags, common objects across all cultures. After all, bags are universal. Maybe the handbags were just practical items, like bowls or tools, depicted as part of everyday life. But these carvings tell a different story. The handbags are rarely shown in ordinary scenes. Instead, they appear in sacred contexts, held by deities or featured in mythological depictions. Far from everyday objects, they seem to carry deeper significance. Why would a common item appear consistently alongside gods, divine symbols, and cosmic depictions? It's not just their recurrence that fascinates researchers, it's their uniformity. Despite the diversity of cultures, the handbags appear almost identical in form. Same shape, same size. Even the way they are held is similar across continents. If these cultures developed independently, why would they all depict the same object in the exact same way? Could this be more than coincidence? Some researchers propose that the handbags might represent something far more profound, the cosmos itself. In this theory, the semicircular handle symbolizes the sky, while the square base represents the earth. Together, the union of heaven and earth, the divine and material worlds. It's a tempting interpretation, given how many ancient cultures had detailed cosmological knowledge. But such a simplistic depiction feels out of place compared to the intricate ways these civilizations usually represented the cosmos. Why would sophisticated cultures opt for such minimalism? Another theory suggests these handbags are remnants of advanced technology from a forgotten age. In an Assyrian relief, figures holding handbags stand around the Tree of Life. Some suggest the tree could resemble a Tesla coil, a device invented by Nikola Tesla to transmit wireless electricity. In this theory, the handbags might have functioned like batteries, storing power generated by such Tesla-like devices. This theory isn't confined to Mesopotamia. In Egypt, some symbols that resemble Tesla coils have been found, with the Ankh symbol possibly representing ancient energy transmission. Could these handbags have been tools used in a lost energy network, carrying knowledge or power? The mystery deepens even further in Central America. In one Olmec carving, the god Quetzalcoatl cradles a figure holding a handbag. Some suggest that the figure may be seated in a flying machine powered by the handbag. A similar carving from Veracruz depicts a figure resembling a modern astronaut, complete with what looks like a life support system. Could these handbags be the keys to understanding lost technologies from an ancient civilization? There is another theory, one that ties these mysterious carvings together in a profound way. The handbags, some believe, represent the transfer of divine knowledge. It's not just the handbags themselves that matter, it's who is holding them. Across cultures, these handbags are often depicted in the hands of gods or figures directly linked to the foundation of civilization. In Assyrian reliefs, figures holding handbags are often depicted around the Tree of Life, a symbol of divine knowledge and creation. In their hands, they also hold pine cones, symbols of enlightenment and spiritual awakening. The pine cone has long been associated with the pineal gland, or third eye, believed in many cultures to be the seat of spiritual consciousness. Could these carvings be depicting divine beings passing sacred knowledge to humans? Similar depictions can be found in India, where the handbag is shown in front of Shiva, the god of creation and transformation. In Indonesia, the handbag is seen with Panji, a cultural hero who, like Quetzalcoatl and Oannes, brought wisdom and knowledge to his people. These figures share a common thread. They are the bringers of culture and civilization, lifting humanity from its primitive state. Historian Graham Hancock proposes that these handbags were symbols of an ancient brotherhood of sages, a global network of teachers who traveled the world, spreading knowledge and helping early humans build their civilizations. In both the myths of Quetzalcoatl and Oannes, these figures do not appear alone. They are often accompanied by other sages, suggesting an elite group guiding the progress of humanity. Hancock believes these stories align with the dramatic leap in human development that occurred around 10,000 BCE. Before this period, humans had lived as nomadic hunter-gatherers for millennia, making slow progress in technology and culture. Then, seemingly overnight, they developed agriculture, writing, and metalworking. Hancock suggests this leap may not have been the result of natural evolution, but the intervention of these ancient sages who passed their knowledge to humanity. One of the most intriguing pieces of evidence for Hancock's theory is the site of Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. Dating back to 9600 BCE, it is one of the oldest known religious complexes, and among its intricate carvings, the handbag symbol appears once again. Could Göbekli Tepe have been a gathering place for these ancient knowledge bearers, from which civilization spread across the globe? Hancock suggests these sages may have belonged to a forgotten civilization, one destroyed in a great cataclysm, perhaps the flood described in both biblical and Mesopotamian texts. According to legend, survivors of this cataclysm carried their knowledge across the world, establishing new civilizations. In this way, The handbags could symbolize the transfer of this sacred knowledge, the tools of a brotherhood that laid the foundation for the modern world. As the investigation continues, the mystery only deepens. Could the handbags represent the passing of divine knowledge, or were they tools to access lost technologies? Do they reflect a shared cosmological belief across ancient cultures? While definitive answers remain elusive, these carvings challenge everything we think we know about the ancient world.